Hey, hey, hey. It's Motivation Mornings with Marnie and Melissa. I'm Melissa Houston, health insurance specialist and financial planner in beautiful Victoria, BC, Canada. And I didn't have anything planned for what I was going to say today. I'm doing good today. How are you, Marnie?
I love that. I'm doing well too. Yeah, I like that. So we're sharing. We're doing well. We're doing good. So hi everybody. I'm Marnie Dangerfield, also here in Victoria, BC. And yeah, just really happy to be here and excited to be reminded that it's the last Wednesday of the month. So Melissa is sharing a financial wellness tip. Lose track of time. Where are we in the month? So excited about that. Welcome everybody. We have Melissa's wellness tip to look forward to, but in the meantime, I'll just give you a bit of an overview so you know what to expect. We always like to start off with our value statement, and then we'll be sharing what's been inspiring us this week. And then Melissa will share financial wellness tip. I always like to have a pen and paper handy for that. And then be sharing our contact information and our weekly journal prompt. And then we'll be sharing what we're grateful for. And we hope to hear from you about that as well. And also what's inspiring you. We love having the interaction in the chat. So, and then we'll finish off our motivational quote.
Exactly. That's perfect, Marnie. Thank you.
Yeah. So what's inspiring you?
Oh, we're going to start with our value statement, though.
Oh, gosh. Hey, this is my morning. Let's start with that.
All good, friend. Today we gather
in the spirit of possibility,
in support of community,
to encourage holistic well-being,
to empower our authentic selves,
to share appreciation,
to express compassion,
and to enjoy this gift of life.
I did it all without looking.
You did.
I hope I did it right.
I did not.
I think I got it right.
You totally got it. No, you absolutely got it right. Way to go.
Well, I guess I'm going to start with my inspiration first this week.
Yes, please.
Financial wellness. I had one thing, but then I changed it this morning because I was doing my meditation using my Calm app, CALM, for those of you who are unfamiliar. And I thought it was so cool. It was the daily meditation, and it posed a question about what is this? And I really loved the explanation at the end, because it wasn't meant to be a mental exercise. You weren't meant to actually answer what is this. It's more about getting comfortable in questioning, in being uncertain, because she said, like, most of us are very driven to find answers where we're not comfortable sitting in a space of unknowing. And I just was like, oh, what a cool exercise to make us not only more comfortable, but to explore like our curious nature, and to just put the question out there and see what arises emotionally and creatively, like images. And I just thought it was such a cool meditation to do. So I wanted to share that. And if any of you have the app, I did it just today. So it would literally be there as today's meditation if you also wanted to do it. Oh, you're on mute, Marnie.
It's going to be one of those. So, I love that, Melissa. Yes. And like allowing that space of just being curious and like what's going to come. You don't know. And like, who's in here? What are we thinking? But just that allowing and that curiosity. And so much want to fill the space with but it's like, wait, let's just memorize love. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm curious to hear what is motivating or inspiring you this week.
Well, I didn't check with you beforehand, but it's you. And so I'm going to respect your, I don't know how much I can say so because I'm private, but it's you, Melissa. You are inspiring me.
Me.
Yes. No, like I said, I don't know, I don't respect your privacy, but I will say, I know in this past week you've mentioned that you, after a year-long commitment of your life, you finished something pretty big. Big, to commit a year to something and complete it and stick with it. It's like, yes. And then not only that, I know you're taking big, changes, experiencing change and going through change with your business and taking steps with that. And it's just like, look at you go. And you're just, you're Melissa.
Oh.
You just, and so I just really want to, I was thinking, I'm like, you're inspiring, like your commitment, you did it to keep with it, keep going and be open to change and new things and go forward with it and grow forward with it. Yeah, I just really want to.
Oh,
Inspiring.
that's awesome. Thanks, Marnie. Yeah, it was the year-long thing was a course, a financial planning course. And yeah, doing some new stuff with the business. So I appreciate that. Those slides. Thank you.
Not easy. So.
I'm glad that I'm inspiring people.
You're showing it's possible. You're doing something, do it. I'm trying new things. So thank you.
Oh, thanks. So financial, well, maybe we should do a check-in. Has anyone popped on live that you can see?
Well, I don't, and I don't know if it's just my phone being slow on updates, but we might be alone this morning.
It might just be a quiet morning. That's okay.
And that's okay.
In that case, I will have to ask you, I wanted to actually pose two options for my financial list. So I was gonna have people sort of vote in which one they would prefer. So I'll just have to get your opinion. But they both involve, we're now at the end of April, which means taxes are due at the end of the week for anyone who hasn't done them yet. Although, truth be told, if you are self-employed, you technically have until June 15th, but if you owe money, you still have to pay it before April 3rd. It's a very odd system that way. So if you're self-employed, technically you still have time, but if you need to send money, you got to do it first.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You don't want to pay interest on it, pay it by April 30th.
Yeah. So because of that, I was inspired to share stuff about tax refunds because people, not everyone, but some people get refunds for their taxes. And so I am curious, Marnie, if you think it would be more interesting / beneficial to have sort of a list of ideas of what a person could do with their tax refund that might better themselves financially, or I have one very specific idea for what someone can do with a tax refund that is kind of unique, but it's very specific and might not apply to everybody.
Oh, both.
I guess I could do both. I might just be talking for a bit.
Sorry, I'm like, wait, I'm so curious about the unique one. But then I also like,
okay,
maybe even just a few of the other ideas. If I don't know how long the list is. Is that okay? A hybrid?
Sure. Definitely. Okay. And I feel like I've done this before, but again, taxes come every year. So the whole idea is a lot of time, especially when we're younger, if you get a refund with your taxes, it's often like, woo, free money, time to just have fun with it. And honestly, that's not necessarily a bad thing. And during these not easy times, maybe it could be the best thing to do is to treat yourself to something that will bring you some joy and enhance your life in some way. So that's still an option, of course. But if you are in a place going, maybe I should, I'm using the should word, maybe I could find a way to make this money go further for myself and enhance my overall financial well-being. So that's where I'm coming from today. So A, if you don't have an emergency fund, that could be a good, just plop it in a savings account and say, hey, now if I'm ever in a situation where I suddenly need an influx of cash, here's some that I don't have to go and use debt for whatever that might be. You can put it into your retirement savings here in Canada. Some people like to put it into an RSP, and then you would potentially get another tax refund because when you put it into your RSP, it's a tax deduction. And so some people like that cycle of putting it into the RSP, getting another refund the next year, and then using that for the RSP. So that can work out well in the long run for a way to compound those savings over time without it, the whole idea is this isn't going to encroach into your daily budget and cash flow from your normal income. So that's why it's a good opportunity to look at different things you can do with this money. And then, or if you do have any debt, it's a really good time to pay off or pay down any high interest debt, because this, like credit card debt specifically, because interest rates are crazy high, and the sooner you can pay it off, the less money you're losing just in interest payments. So that's a really good thing you could do. If you have a mortgage, you could always look at paying down some more money on the principal. And again, that could potentially save you quite a bit in interest later on in the mortgage, because paying down the principal faster is really good for long-term savings for the interest of your mortgage. Or if you have if you have a house and you need repairs done or anything to be fixed up, that's another great option. And then I also like to throw in, because I'm a big health advocate, it's also a good opportunity to look at things that could help you physically. Maybe you can look at personal trainer, or taking a fitness class, or buying some weight equipment, or some new supplements that you've been meaning to try, all kinds of things that might benefit you health-wise that you just haven't gone around to because you needed a little bit of extra cash to do that. So, or let's not forget mental health either. You can go and see a counselor or a coach. There's all kinds of things like that. That's for the betterment of yourself. That those kinds of things pay dividends that aren't financial, but they're still very important. So those are all some really good ideas for enhancing your overall well-being. The specific strategy I wanted to share is one that people may not realize is an option, and it has to do with critical illness insurance. So if you aren't familiar with critical illness insurance, it pays you a lump sum payment if you're diagnosed with a whole list of serious conditions. The most common ones are cancer, stroke, and heart attack. And so it pays out, it's a tax-free benefit, and you basically just have to be diagnosed. And you get to do anything you want with that money, because each person's situation is different. Their treatments are different. So they don't stipulate what you need to do with that money. They just give it to you, and you can use it however you need it for your treatment and recovery during that time. So that kind of insurance is available pretty much to everyone. But the one I wanted to talk about today has a return of premium feature. So if you get tax refunds and you consistently get them, so you know, maybe not the exact same amount every year, but you can get a certain amount every year consistently, you might want to look at getting a critical illness policy with a return of premium rider where you get 100% of your premiums paid back to you at age 65 if you don't need to make a claim. So that means you can take your tax refund, which is not found money, but it's not money out of your regular budget, pay an annual premium. So it's not a monthly bill every month. It's an annual bill. So every year around tax time, you can use it to pay the bill. And then that way, if you are ever diagnosed with a serious condition, you have a larger lump sum of money than what you would have even if you just saved that refund amount. And then if you stay healthy, which is obviously ideal, you can then get all your money back at age 65, and it kind of works like a forced savings for retirement that way. And yeah, some people really like that option because they know they can't, or not they can't, but some people struggle with saving consistently. And so this gives them a really good option for being able to save up a lump sum without having to try really hard to find that extra money in their monthly budget. So there are obviously, you need to be able to medically qualify and things like that. But certainly you can get some quotes at no charge and see if that's something that might work for you.
Ooh, I love all those ideas. And I'm really glad we got that one too, because I would never have thought about that. And I didn't, you've probably mentioned it to me, but I've forgotten that that's even an option that you could get healthy. Ideally, you actually get that money back. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And I like that you can get it at age 65 when you're in retirement. Or not everyone retires at 65 nowadays, but it's still sort of the age that we think of as the average retirement age. So
exactly. Oh, thank you. And then is it something, if people have questions, they can follow up with you after, or?
definitely. Yeah, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Ooh. Oh, yay, thank you. And Cindy's here with us. So good morning, Cindy.
Cindy. Good
Thanks
morning,
for
Cindy. Awesome. Yay. Well, I guess it's contact information time.
I guess it is. Thank you for that. Was wonderful.
You're most welcome. Here we are. Anyone else have some feedback, ideas? Again, if you have a motivational quote that you would like us to feature, we'd love to see it. You can email it to us at motivation.mornings@gmail.com. If you are not on our Facebook page, you can find us at MM with MM. We share resources that we share there. I can probably find a link to the Calm app to put on there in case anyone's not familiar with it. Then we have our Instagram, motivation_mornings_with_MM. And I post reminders on Wednesday mornings and copies of our motivational quotes. And then there's our YouTube channel for those of you who are unable to join us on Wednesday mornings and would like to get reminders of when the recordings are posted. That's a great place to subscribe and get those reminders. Dun, da, da, da. All right, on to journaling prompt for this week. For all the journalers out there, I see Marnie diving for her pen. This one's interesting. What brings tears to my eyes? Yeah, we don't reflect on that very often, I feel like. And I like that it's not necessarily about sadness.
Exactly.
Happiness
Yeah, it
too.
could be joyful tears. It could be, yeah.
Or in my case, laughing. I love being able to laugh at something so much I start crying. That's amazing.
Best. It feels so good. That's a good laugh.
Yes. All right. And then if you've got a motivational quote for us today,
I do. So I
I'll
guess
let you do your gratitude first then.
all right. I will. And Cindy, if you want to feel comfortable sharing in the chat what you're grateful for this week, we'd love to hear as well, but no pressure. So this week, I'm grateful to Carmel Ecker this week. She's doing a video series on her Speak Now Life Coaching page on Facebook, and she reached out to me to have a conversation about gardening and creativity and how that can help with wellness and overall well-being. And so I was grateful for the reach out, but I was also just really grateful for, she was so easy to talk to. She just has a way about her that's calming, and it was just like having a conversation. And for people who maybe know me a bit, I can get quite nervous and tongue-tied if I'm feeling the focus of saying something, and I didn't experience that with our conversation. And so I just wanted to say thank you to her and for that experience. And just grateful. And she's doing more on her page and just in her to help other people with their well-being and balance in life. I'm grateful for.
Oh, yes, she's doing wonderful things. Yay, Carmen. I have sort of an everyday one, but I've been feeling really grateful for music lately. I one of the things that I try and do for those of you who have watched a while, I have an intention journal, and one of my almost daily things that I try to do is to sing, because it makes my heart feel good. And I just every once in a while it dawns on me how just that they're not only that it exists, but that there's so many people out there who are creative and putting it out in the world. And sometimes it just seems magical sometimes, their ability to connect people with them emotionally, and it's so beautiful. There's a lot of beautiful music and all kinds, really. And it just, I'm so grateful that it exists in the world and it's so accessible. And I just love it.
Yay! I love it too. It's like you say, it makes your heart sing. The fact you're singing, I love that. It's like, yay, Melissa. Oh, yes. Oh, and Cindy says she loves singing too. Music is so powerful. Yay, so true. And also she mentioned that she's grateful for the birds singing each morning. I love spring. So I'm all aboard for that too. They just step out in the morning and they're just going. It's so beautiful. And the magic of spring and all. Thank you for sharing. And thank
you. Oh, and I'm excited to see what Marnie has for a quote for us today. Da, da, da.
That was last year. I may have shared this too, but I just love this one. And suddenly know it's time to start something new and trust the magic of beginnings. I sure take it.
Oh, that's so lovely.
But just that reminder of in any moment really, but it's we're starting in the morning, it's a new day, we're starting something new, and trust the magic.
Yes, definitely. There's always an opportunity to start afresh, to have a new beginning. That's an awesome quote. What a great way to start the day.
What is when you talked about the magic of music and people being creative and putting it out there, and it's magic. It's out there. and we're a part of it.
It is, yes. Awesome. Well, I'm feeling rejuvenated and excited for today. I hope all of you feel that way too. And thank you, Marnie. Always lovely to see you.
Always lovely. And thanks for being with us, Cindy. That was wonderful to have
Thanks
you
for being
here.
with us. And we'll hopefully see you all next week.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be May.
It'll be